Now we are recording after 6 tries. Yeah, 6 tries. Welcome to Autism and Me by Jim Plummer. This is the first in a series of videos of my life growing up with autism. Before and after I found out that I had it, actually. First of all, I want to stress that I am not an expert on this at all. I have good days and bad days, just as anyone on the autism spectrum does. And I didn't find out about it, that I was on the spectrum until I was in my mid-50s. So there was a lot of living there and a lot of mistakes under the belt that happened, but that's life. Anyway, I'm glad you're joining me. I hope this goes out. This is in conjunction with trying to write a book about my life with it, because I know there's a lot of other videos out there on autism. There's some books out there, but this is from an adult standpoint, someone who has lived without knowing about it and lives with knowing about it for quite a while. So I'm not downgrading anybody else. I'm just here to tell my story and hope to help as many people as I can with my story, with how I deal with it. So that's that. My life is not perfect. No one's life is. A little background, right now I am 63 years old. And I have good days and I have bad days. Good days are when I'm productive and I get some stuff done. Bad days when I don't get anything done because I overload myself or get caught up on something and get sidetracked. You know how that is if you have autism. You want to do so many things, you can only do one thing at a time. That's me, one thing at a time. One of the things I found out is that once I get focused on doing something, I can't get sidetracked from that, or else it messes me up totally, and I'm wiped out for the day, or for a certain time period. Meaning, I won't do anything. So yeah, so that's part of it. I grew up in a loving family. I'm one of 4 kids. I'm the second child and the oldest son, named after my father, Jim. My parents were very loving, very Catholic. We grew up in a strict Catholic family, went to church and all that kind of stuff. But that's beside the point. They did the best they could for me. When I grew up, there was no such thing as autism. They use a very derogatory term, retarded. You were slow. You were hyperactive. Yeah, it's another thing. Most people that are autistic have some kind of attention deficit disorder, which I do too. I get hyper-focused on things. Anyway. But my parents, I truly believe they did the best for me they could with the resources they had at the time. And I bear no ill will against them. Putting it right out there right now. I have a little notebook. I only wrote so many notes this morning. This has been on my mind to do for a long time, and finally gotten off my butt and doing it. My parents had 3 other kids, so we had to figure out. They had their hands full. We all went to different things and going places and doing different things. I was born in 1959. I was in grade school in the mid-60s, and my parents were, like I said, very strict Catholics. So for the first 5-6 years of my older sister and us, went to Catholic grade school. The Catholic school I went to was kind of on the way out, so it had nuns and lay teachers. Lay teachers were nice because, I mean, they had children of their own, and I mean, they were more understanding and patient with you. The nuns, some of them were not too bad, and some of them were very bad. A few of them were mean to me, and I can't place any blame. They were just nuns who didn't have no background. They had maybe a little teaching degree or something, but they had no psychological background, how to deal with trouble kids or whatever. And I remember my first grade teacher, Sister Anna. Unfortunately, I had 2 years in a row because I was kept back in first grade. She made me sit in the corner a lot for reasons I don't remember. Those years of my life were very spotty. They pop up in my memory back now and then. I don't remember too much of that. First grade, I remember wearing a green shirt. No, not a green shirt. I am sorry. Green pants and a white shirt. And the name of the school is Saints Peter and Paul. But more about that later to come. So my early years, excuse me, but I'm winging this. I'm not good at writing stuff down. It takes me forever. My early years, I guess I was a happy kid. I think it was. I can remember not being comfortable around large crowds or adults. Going even when we went over the holidays on my aunt and uncles, I was kind of like felt awkward, afraid to ask people stuff. Maybe that was growing up, being that age group, but maybe it was not. Maybe it was some social anxiety at that time. I think back, I remember my first day of going to first grade. Yeah, I did the right carrying out, they say in England. I made a lot of noise. I cried and cried, and my mother would say, "Just making a lot of noise. It's fake tears," whatever she called them. I can't remember at this time. But to me, it wasn't. To me, I just didn't want to go. And I guess I did that for a little while, and then I got over it. I had no choice but to get over it because I was going no matter what.